Yeah, man. Shalom, shalom, Israel. We back with part three, and yeah, man. Continuing on with this whole Russia invading Ukraine. Relating to prophecy. So we can get Ezekiel 38 verse 30. No, verse 38 chapter. Shalakia, bear with me. Satan. Ezekiel 38. I start verse 1. And the word of the Lord said unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, with the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against it. Now, we know that Gog and Magog, the ancient landmark or the ancient geographical location of the land of Magog, because Gog, I believe, is a prince of Magog. Gog is the prince of Magog, the land of Magog, which could be Putin, but the land of Magog, everything in the scriptures is always surrounding Israel. So Magog is the north of Israel on the land. Let's see, ancient map of Gog and Magog. See Magog right here. This is the ancient, place of Magog, and this is an ancient map. So Magog was always right here, which is the land of Russia. Is Russia. This is biblical prophecy. So jumping back, verse 3, thus saith the Lord, behold, I'm against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaw. Now, what does it mean? When you turn back something, or you put hooks in their jaw, I mean you're trying to bring them back. What is the Lord trying to bring them back to? Let's get it, man. USSR. All right. Officially, the Soviet Union, officially the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, was a socialist state that spanned Eurasia during its existence from 1922 to 1991. It was normally a federal union of multiple national republics. Practice its government and economy were highly centralized until final years. Right, so the USSR was a very power structure. It took over most of the known East at the time. You see? It was a very powerful country. You see? That's what the Lord is trying to bring. Yeah. Right. So back in back in the USSR, surprises in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. But pretty much, man, is they want to bring back that power structure. You see? So that's what the Lord is bringing Russia back to. And it says, Ezekiel 38 verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmet. Gomer and his bands, and Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou guard unto them. Right? Meaning protect the little nations, the little nations that's gonna fight in this third world war. You see? And be a guard. Iran. China's also backing Iran. So this is all prophecy. So we're going to jump back to this. We're going to read this paragraph again. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but like I said, you can find a link and you'll find the top of this, and just copy what, was written. WashingtonPost.com. So it said, in the United States, we chair the Ukrainian resistance under the defiant leadership of the President Volodymyr Zelensky, but have not engaged in militarily for one reason above all others. Because it's going to lead to war. It said, on Sunday, Putin put his country's nuclear deterrence forces on alert. Hairs rose on the necks of every NATO official over Putin's implied threat of nuclear retaliation. Fiona Hill, former senior director for European and Russian affairs at the National Security Council, disclosed in an interview with Politico that when she was serving in the White House, Putin has seemed to threaten the use of nuclear force during the discussion with President Donald Trump. So this always been in the mind of Putin. If worse came worse, it'll be World War III. He gonna go nuclear, you see? He said, when in trouble, Russia and its Soviet forerunners have always employed threats of nuclear war. This sword of Damocles stokes fear at the heart, at home and abroad, among officials in the public, and slows down the decision cycle of the United States and its allies. The knee-jerk reaction invokes the old Cold War paradigm. We should do nothing more to help the Ukrainians lest it trigger World War III. And that's exactly what's happening right now, man. The Ukrainians said we need help. We're getting slaughtered over here. You see? Let's get this. Proverbs 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Right, so the heart right there is la'ab, meaning mind. So the king's heart is not thing pumping in his chest. It's his mind, okay? So the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, meaning the Lord controls the minds of the kings of the earth. As the river of water, he turneth whithersoever he will, meaning even if Russia didn't want it, the Lord made up the mind of Putin for him, saying that, look, we're going to go nuclear. It's just going to go to war. Take over Ukraine and other nations too. We're going full-fledged war, bloodshed, and kill these people. That's the mind, that's the hand of the Lord controlling Putin. You see? Attack on Ukrainian nuclear plant triggers worldwide alarm. So look, man, Russia's not playing, and this is all prophecy. It says, Russian troops Friday seized the biggest nuclear plant in Europe after a middle of the night attack that set it on fire and briefly raised worldwide fears of catastrophe and the most chilling turn yet in Moscow invasion of Ukraine. Firefighters put out the blaze and no radiation was released. UN and Ukrainian officials said Russian forces pressed on with their week-old offensive on multiple fronts, though they did not appear to gain significant ground in fighting Friday. The number of refugees fleeing the country eclipsed to 1.2 million. With world condemnation mounting, the Kremlin cracked down on the flow of information at home, blocking Facebook, Twitter, the BBC, and the United States government-funded Voice of America, And see, that's war. That's World War. They already dividing the line. And President Vladimir Putin signed a law making it a crime punishable up to 15 years in prison to spread so-called fake news, including anything that goes against the official government line on the war. CNN announced that it would stop broadcasting in Russia, and Bloomberg temporarily suspended the work of a journalist there, saying there was such in the situation. So, man, and it says the attack triggered a global alarm and fear catastrophe that could thwart the world's worst nuclear disaster. And this is exactly what's needed for Yahweh Shah to come back, man. This water pop up. So look at the devastation, man. And it's only the beginning of sorrows. You know? Look at that. She's mourning her husband that died in the war. It's only gonna get worse, man. He's saying bye to his child. He has to go back and fight. Mandatory. Look at that. They mourning his father. Nope, skip that. Yeah, man, he's mourning his father, a soldier that died. And that's his mother and her husband. So, and this is going to come to America very soon, man. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Malshah, Bashem, Chakadash, the bonds to the elders. Salutations to you, Hakim. Next week. Till next time, Shalom.